Good morning. So our topic for today is about cartilage. And here is our following objective and the coverage. Okay. So cartilage. So cartilage is a tough, resilient type of connective tissue that structurally supports certain soft tissues, notably in the respiratory tract, and provides cushioned, low friction surfaces in joints. So the main cell in your cartilaginous tissue is the chondrocyte. Chondrocytes make up a small percentage of the tissue's mass kasi majority is the ECM. Usually the chondrocytes will lay down the matrix, okay, the interstitial matrix surrounding the lacuna, okay. So konti lang yung cells na present or the chondrocytes present in your cartilage because majority is your extracellular matrix. Okay, chondrocytes are embedded within lacunae surrounded by the ECM or the extracellular matrix, which is predominantly composed of your collagen and aggrecan. Aggrecan is a proteoglycan. Okay, pag sinabi mong lacunae, parang this is a structure that houses your chondrocytes. Later, we're going to see kung anong itsura nun. So usually cartilaginous tissue, they lack blood vessels, lymphatics, and nerves. So how do they get the necessary nutrients or oxygen? Through the perichondrium, because the perichondrium is highly vascularized. So doon nagdi-diffuse yung mga nutrients and oxygen of your cartilaginous tissue. Now there are three major forms of cartilage. We have the hyaline, elastic, and the fibrocartilage. Very vivid pa yung memory ko about the board exam dati, no? So, two of the questions actually naulit lang siya. The question was, what is the type of cartilage present in the intervertebral disc? Actually, mali ako dun eh. So, yun. Kaya guys, importante din yung histology. You need to know the basics of histology kasi yun nga, may mga topak yung iba, nilalabas talaga nila sa board exam. Okay? So, here is the picture of the distribution of the cartilaginous tissue in adults. Okay? So, kung nasaan yung joints natin na nagsusupport, okay, such as the ribs, the ears, etc. So, ito yun, So, ito yung parang teal color is the hyaline cartilage. So, remember, it is the most predominant cartilage or form of cartilage in the human body. So, nandun sa articular surfaces. Okay, sa meniscus, etc. Doon sa costal cartilages, sa ribs natin. Okay, articular cartilage of the joint, etc. Sa nose natin, and even sa respiratory tract. Okay, while your fibrocartilage, ito yung lumabas sa board exam namin, which namali ako. Okay, fibrocartilage, okay, the cartilage in your intervertebral discs and symphysis pubis, while your elastic cartilage yun sa ears natin. Okay, later we're going to identify kung which cartilage ang walang perichondrium. Okay, remember perichondrium will act as the supply for the nutrients and oxygen since ito yung vascularized natin na tissue. Okay, usually ito yung nasa surface ng cartilage natin. Okay, so yung three major forms of cartilage are the following. So first, we're going to discuss about the hyaline cartilage. So hyaline cartilage is the most common of the three forms. Again, siya yung predominant, di ba? Nakita nyo dun sa figure. This is homogeneous and semi-transparent in the fresh state. So medyo opalescent siya, yung parang jelly-like pero opaque siya na white. Okay? Usually, ito, tandaan nyo yung mga location nito. Usually in adults, they are found in the articular surfaces of movable joints, the walls of larger respiratory passages such as the nose, the larynx, trachea, and bronchi. In the ventral ends of ribs or your costal cartilages, epiphyseal plates of long bones where it makes possible longitudinal bone growth. Okay, and also in the embryo, they act as the temporary skeleton. And remember that hyaline cartilage, as I have mentioned earlier pala, no, that cartilage is composed of predominantly ECM and a few percentage or a small percentage of chondrocytes lang ang present doon. So the matrix or the extracellular matrix is composed approximately of 40% collagen na type 2. Remember 2, cartilage, okay? And also aggrecan, the most abundant proteoglycans, also chondronectin, which is a glycoprotein. Itong mga percentage ng mga the percentage of the substances in your extracellular matrix is responsible for the staining differences in the territorial matrix of different cartilage. Okay, now chondrocytes occur singly or in small mitotically derived isogenous groups. Okay, yung isogenous groups usually composed of 6 chondrocytes within a lacuna. Okay, then after a while, pag nag-mature na sila talaga, they will separate by the laying down of the extracellular matrix by each chondrocyte. So, masa-separate sila. And again, perichondrium is usually present in hyaline cartilage. Okay, kasi there is a cartilage na walang perichondrium. Okay, so this is your hyaline cartilage. So itong the dense connective tissue present at the surface of the cartilage is your perichondrium. And notice also na nag-iiba from the spindly, medyo spindly, parang ovoid shape, nagiging round, nagiging mature. Okay, so this cell here is your chondroblasts. And then eventually magiging chondrocyte siya mag-mature. Okay, so ito yung more acidophilic yung staining natin ng perichondrium. So another structure, so ito yung perichondrium natin, and then sa peripheral nandun yung mga chondroblasts natin. So usually adjacent to your perichondrium, and then eventually the chondroblasts will mature at the central part. Ito yung mga yung aggregates natin, isogenous groups of chondrocytes, okay, made up of around 6 chondrocyte within a lacuna. Okay, so yung mga mature na yan, and then sa loob. Okay, next is your elastic cartilage. It has the same component of your hyaline cartilage, except that it contains, syempre from the word elastic fibers usually present or stained with orcine or resorcine, fuchsine, in addition to the type 2 collagen. So aside from the type 2 collagen present, meron din siyang elastic fibers. So remember the location of your elastic cartilage based from the picture earlier. So nandun sa auricle of the ear, walls of the external auditory canal, the auditory eustachian tubes, the epiglottis, the cuneiform cartilage of the larynx. So majority parang sa ear siya, no? Ear, epiglottis, cuneiform cartilage of the larynx. And again, perichondrium is again present. So here's a picture of your cartilage. So same lang din sa hyaline cartilage. You have the perichondrium, and then ito yung mga round or spindly muna, and then they mature as they move downwards, no? As we move downwards from this histologic section. And again, nakikita mo itong mga fibers, mga dark staining fibers. These are actually your elastic fibers. So these are stained by your ito. Makikita mo yun. Para may mga network siya. So these are your elastic fibers stained by your resorcine, fuchsine. So again, elastic cartilage, meron siyang perichondrium sila ng hyaline cartilage. And last is your fibrocartilage. Okay, same, essentially a combination of hyaline cartilage and dense connective tissue with gradual transitions between these tissues. Okay, same lang din halos, pero it's a combination of hyaline and dense connective tissue. And again, yung location nito, ito yung lumabas sa exam namin, paulit-ulit ha, kasi baka lalabas din sa exam nyo. It is present in the intervertebral discs, in attachments of certain ligaments, and in pubic symphysis or symphysis pubis. Okay. Chondrocytes of fibrocartilage occur singly and in aligned isogenous aggregates and produce matrix containing type 2 collagen. Basta lahat ng mga cartilage natin type 2. Ang perichondrium natin is type 1 collagen. Okay. This is the only cartilage which has no perichondrium. Okay. So remember that, ha? Intervertebral discs. Okay, that might come out in the exam. Okay. So, as I have said, linear yung arrangement ng chondrocytes mo, such as this one. Okay. So, yun yung fibrocartilage natin. Usually, malalaman natin yung cartilage pag nag-stain siya ng hematoxylin and eosin. Usually, they appear bluish or basophilic. Okay, basophilic sila kasi they are meron silang acid, okay, hyaluronic acid, etc. Yung mga ground substances which are we love the basic stain, no, which are basophilic, kaya nagiging bluish sila. Okay, so tandaan nyo itong linear arrangement of your chondrocytes, of your isogenous aggregates of your chondrocytes. So, paano nagpo-form yung cartilage or the chondrogenesis? Remember that all forms of cartilage form from embryonic mesenchyme. So, gaya ng mga ibang mga cells, mga fibroblasts, adipose natin, galing sila sa mesenchymal tissue or mesenchymal cells. Cartilaginous structures grow by mitosis of existing chondroblasts in lacunae. So there are two types, no? We have the interstitial growth and the appositional growth. When we say interstitial growth, ibig sabihin mitosis of existing chondroblasts in the lacunae. Ibig sabihin within the lacunae, sa gitna mismo, okay? Meron ng chondroblast or existing chondroblasts which will divide within the lacunae. That is interstitial growth. Ibig sabihin nito, the growth is from within. So, ibig sabihin, pahaba or the length, responsible for the length of the bone, for example, of long bones. Okay, important in increasing length of long bones. Or pwede din, the cartilaginous formation can be due to appositional growth or can be due to chondroblasts, formation of chondroblast peripherally from progenitor cells in the perichondrium. Remember, ang perichondrium ay nasa surface ng mga ng cartilage natin. So, appositional growth, ibig sabihin more on the diameter of the tissue. Okay? So, appositional growth, this is important in postnatal development. So, sa mga flat bones din, no? Growth of flat bones yan. Okay, so repair or replacement of injured cartilage is very slow. Why? Or ineffective due to in part to the tissue's avascularity and low metabolic rate. So, low oxygen tension yung cartilage natin kasi nga wala siyang vessel on its own. So, it just rely on the perichondrium. Okay? So, ito yung sinasabi kong kaninang interstitial growth. Interstitial growth is there is existing chondroblast already that will divide further, and then each chondrocyte will produce extracellular matrix, and then magsaswell yung extracellular matrix kasi it holds water, no, madaming amount of water. So, it will divide. So, meron tayong growth from within. So, ito yung responsible for the growth of long bones. So, pahaba, more on the length of the long bones. While your appositional growth, nasa surface kasi siya ng perichondrium. So, formation of new chondrocytes. Okay? Formation of new chondrocytes from the perichondrium or chondroblast from the perichondrium. So, more on the diameter of the tissue. Remember that. Okay, so ito yung chondrogenesis natin. So this diagram shows the major changes with which embryonic cartilage is formed. So again, embryonic mesenchyme, these are undifferentiated cells. Yung nakikita mo sa diagram, stellate sila and then nagmamitosis sila. So ito yung, 'di ba, anaphase natin. Okay, mitosis and differentiation produces condensation of the chondroblasts. Okay, round cells, nagiging round cells na sa pag a little bit differentiated na siya. So these are your chondroblasts. And then your chondroblasts are then separated by the ECM by production of your extracellular matrix. Okay, so yan, nadi-divide sila since the extracellular matrix has the capability of retaining water or content niya is predominantly din water din, di ba? So, kaya nagsiswell yung tissue natin dyan. That is physiologic swelling kasi ganun talaga, no? And again, nagpo-form na sila ng isogenous cell aggregates, isogenous aggregates of your chondrocytes. And then eventually, magkakaroon sila ng, ito yung territorial matrix natin, magko-condense around the lacunae. Ito yung lacuna, it houses the chondrocytes natin. While ito yung interterritorial matrices or matrices, matrix. Okay, ito yung important features of major cartilage. Remember this, guys, this table alone, huwag niyong kalimutan ito. So, hyaline cartilage, three forms of cartilage, major forms of cartilage. We have hyaline, elastic, and fibrocartilage. And remember, itong type 2 collagen present in your cartilage, cartilage, okay? Except for this fibrocartilage kasi meron siyang associated with dense connective tissue with type 1 collagen. Although may type 1 collagen din sila, pero present lang yun sa perichondrium. And major cells are your chondrocytes and chondroblasts. Itong fibrocartilage natin, since meron pa ding fibrous tissue, fibroblast, okay? And the typical arrangement, again, itong sinasabi natin, isolated or in small isogenous groups. So, same cell ng hyaline and elastic cartilage, except ito, usually arranged axially or in linear formation. Remember that hyaline and elastic cartilage are almost the same, except that meron siyang elastic fibers, di ba? And again, ito lang yung walang fibrocartilage, walang perichondrium, yung fibrocartilage. So again, remember the location of the cartilage siya kasi lalabas yan sa exam. Who knows, no? Baka uulitin yan sa board exam nyo. Okay? So, yun, namali ako ng dalawa doon. Okay? Intervertebral disc, pubic meniscus, etc., etc. Insertion of tendons. And again, elastic cartilage, ear. Okay? Ear, auditory tube, epiglottis, okay, laryngeal cartilages. And again, the main functions of your hyaline cartilage is that it provides smooth, low friction surfaces since it is present in the articular ends of articular surfaces of bones. Okay, structural support for respiratory tract since majority of the respiratory tract cartilage is composed of your hyaline cartilage. While your elastic cartilage, it provides flexible shape and support of soft tissues. So, yung ear natin, okay? And then yung larynx, epiglottis during deglutition or during singing, 'di ba? Pagkakanta ka ng ala Teacher Dan, 'di ba? Elsa, 'di ba? Okay. Then fibrocartilage, it provides cushioning since fibroblast, it lays down fibrous tissue aside from the chondrocytes, no, na nagpo-produce din ng ECM. So it provides cushioning, the tensile strength and resistance to tearing and compression. Again, important ito for your intervertebral discs. Sometimes in degenerative disorders na kung saan nagbabulge yung ano natin, yung intervertebral disc, 'di ba? Usually pag pag slip disc or yung mga matatanda na din nahulog tapos na nag-burst yung disc nila, so may problema sa cartilage natin kasi majority of the intervertebral disc is composed of your fibrocartilage. So very important itong table na to. As much as possible i-memorize nyo ito because I might give majority of the questions here. Okay, kasi this is the whole summary of everything in this discussion. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.